Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, our stone brick maker has been working. I've got it chunk loaded now. I didn't overnight, but now I do. So it will continue to pump out stone bricks until this barrel fills up, basically, with 64 stacks of the stuff. I have also moved all our chests over here from the old base, so we have access to all our things, as well as the magnum torch to keep me from getting mutilated by any baddies. And I have hooked us up to the Nexus, so we can easily teleport between this, the old base, spawn, everything we might need. So, as you can see, I just barely began to lay out the walls for our base. This first stage is really just going to be a big box. It won't be very interesting, so I am going to do most of it off camera, and I will come back once I've got these first walls up. See you in a sec. Well, I got a little carried away. If we look back, you can see not only did I make the first walls, I made basically all additional walls. It really wasn't very interesting, but I did complete the skeleton of our base. So, let's take a little tour, shall we? We can walk in. So, in each of the cardinal directions, we have an entrance, one of these gates that leads us in. And you can see the base is comprised of 2 layers and 4 quarters. So, there are basically 2 floors, a first floor, and these are just hallways. What we will do is, as we need room, we will build rooms off of these hallways. So there's the first floor and the second floor. We have plenty of room, but in the past, when I've been playing mod packs, I have ended up using most of the space available. So, we can see that in each of the 4 corners of the courtyard I planted a tree. Because the building is somewhat symmetrical, these trees help orient you as you are coming out. This central space will continue to be a courtyard. I will put a fountain in the middle and paths leading out each of these. I think I'll use the open block path is literally what it's called, I think. So you can see that there is plenty of room to expand, and if we look out back here, you can see the first and second floors are actually staggered. This is so that the roof of the first floor hallway is this outer path for the second floor. I just think it's a little more interesting that way. Every time, this is a base that I've made, I think, 4 or 5 times now in different versions, and as you can see, everything... Nope, too late. As you can see, the only thing that is non-vanilla here is actually this spruce fence, which is vanilla in 1.8. So this entire building can actually be made in vanilla Minecraft, and is really great even for that, although it may not need to be quite as big, since you do not generally need as much space for crazy new machines in vanilla. You can also see that over here I have plans for the future. I haven't done this just yet, but using this OpenBlocks building guide, you can put these phantom blocks up to show you what something will look like / help you build it once you actually get to that point. And you can see in this corner I'm going to put a tower, and this tower is going to be where we put our bedroom and where we will eventually put a portal room where we put books all around to let us transport to anywhere in the dimension. So, as you can see based on my hotbar, the next step is to light it up and to add glass panes into the windows. I will probably do most of that off camera. I just wanted to show you guys what I had of the base so far. Oh, I should also tell you my plans for what the different quadrants will be. So quarters, I guess, is probably a better word for them. Each of the different quarters will contain a different theme. So in the home quarter here, where we have our bedroom and our portals, I'm not exactly sure what is going to be the theme. That ends up being miscellaneous more often than not. I might make a trophy hall there, or other aesthetic builds that aren't incredibly or purely functional. In this quarter over here, simply because the last time I built it, this is the way I laid out the quarters, and it'll be easier for me to find everything if I lay it out a similar way. Over here will probably be the magic quarter. All mods that are primarily magic based will go here. I'll also probably put things like a vanilla enchanting setup and potion setup. Although potions and enchanting might end up here, this could be vanilla things. We'll have to see. I'm not entirely sure how I'll do that yet, but certainly mods like Thaumcraft, Ars Magica, Blood Magic will all be in that quarter. In this quarter, we will put technical mods, technology mods, industrial craft, thermal expansion, advanced genetics, which is one that I will want to start on sooner rather than later, will all end up here in this quarter. And in this final quarter, we will have farms. That is everything that is going to really generate resources for us. So that'll be plants, animals, and also mob farms will all end up here. If we ever get into bees and trees, we'll do it here too. So this will be, yeah, the agriculture district. Although agriculture, I suppose, is a loose term for the activities that will be taking place there. Regarding the trees, I really like this cherry tree. I think it grows nice and big. It's very pretty. This will definitely stay. The spruce is the native tree of this region, although in the terrain generation of, I assume it's Biomes of Plenty that adds this grove, the spruce look different. So what I may do is take out that naturally grown spruce and replace it with one that looks like the rest in this biome. Alternatively, I might replace it with another tree, and I definitely plan to replace these dye trees, the blue stained leaf and the black, with other trees. I haven't searched out what trees I'm going to put there. Certainly one will end up being a Thaumcraft Silverwood tree, simply because I think that those are very pretty. I could put a Greatwood in one corner, and I've been thinking about a Loftwood from the Promised Land of Biomes of Plenty. Those might be very pretty. And I'll plant a little garden and make a fountain in the center, although I want the fountain, at least, to be functional, in that I think I will make it almost entirely out of the blocks and machines I will need for my applied energistic setup. So it will have as its base the molecular assembly chamber, and at least one of the sides will be an access terminal and the other will be the controller. But we are not nearly resource rich enough to do that yet. We're going to need a lot more resources to actually create an applied energistic system. I also plan to hollow out everything below this once I can get some automated mining. I might try to get a turtle to do it, although I need to talk to people on the server to see if turtles have been acting well. Last time I played Test Pack Please Ignore, my turtle would randomly time out, which was incredibly bothersome. Having to go find it and pick it up and reset it was just annoying. Under this, all the power generation will be put. I plan on automating the different mods in the rooms where I originally placed them. So, I will have a room for GregTech, for example, and I'll hook up all the machines to automate them within that room as much as is possible. I generally like to mostly automate things, but I don't go to extremes, well, in my opinion. So, I think I'm going to cut here and fill in some of the lighting and the glass. I also probably need to start digging a mine shaft. There's no redstone anywhere. I don't have any, and I need some to repair some of my tools. As you can see, I'm using a stone pick right now because I want to put a redstone flux upgrade on my tools, and I need some redstone for that. So anyway, I will do a little bit off camera, and then I'll be back. Well, forgive my little mess here, where I was growing some more spruce wood to fill in some flooring, but this is looking quite a bit more refined to me. So, you can see that I built the tower. It's not exactly in a finished state, I would say, but my bed is here up in the tower where I plan to have it. We've got kind of the path walking through here, a balcony to overlook below. For now we can just jump down here. We can see there's a little ring where I might put trophies or portal books or something of the sort. And then the base of the tower will have a similar portal books or something. I'm not 100% happy with how this tower turned out. I think I maybe made it a little too small. It's hard to make this sort of walkway around here with such a little amount of space, and I would like to put fences as some sort of railing in the middle here, but I don't think it would work. I might have to look into using micro blocks, which I will introduce you to if I decide to go that route. But basically, Forge Micro Blocks is a mod that allows me to slice blocks into smaller pieces, which I can then use to, much like in Terra Firma Craft actually, make fences or other decorations with smaller pieces of blocks. You can see I also brought out my Tinker table and other Toolforge and things, which had been sitting in these chests for a while. I did this because my tools were running out, so I needed to add the flux modifier to them. And I realized a little too late that I haven't yet shown you how to add modifiers to tools, but I can spare a little bit of redstone to show you now. So here is my hammer. If I open the Toolforge and put the hammer here, and then put, for example, redstone in the left here, and pull the hammer out, you can see now it has the haste property. And in this particular instance, you can see I've got, if I put another piece of redstone on, I'll have 2 out of 50 haste. And each piece of redstone is increasing the mining speed of the hammer. If I do this, I can add 2 pieces at a time. And I could also theoretically use blocks, because this is actually a rather annoying process to take the thing out and put it back in again and again. Just a few more times. And once more. There. Now we have a maxed out single level of haste, which means our mining speed has gone up to 4.4, which is actually substantially better. But if you look, it used 50 pieces of redstone to do that. So I also went mining, got some redstone and a few other materials here. And back at spawn, I had to build an entire mini infrastructure to charge the Thaumic tools. We can go back and see that. So we don't have any power gen yet at our base, so I came back here to spawn and made this setup. So I added a simple energy cell to the base of the windmills here. That just stores the power they produce if we're not otherwise using it. And on top of that, I put an energetic infuser, which allows us to put our flux tools in, and as you can see with the excavator, quickly charge them to full, assuming, of course, that there's power enough in the energetic infuser. But now we can charge our excavator, our hammer, and our pick, and they will never break. Well, they could theoretically break if we didn't charge them and then continued to use them. I believe if they run out of energy and you continue to use them, it starts to use their durability. But it would take some doing, and I would have to not notice that they were about to break. I'm just going to grab a few of these raspberries, because that is what I have been snacking on. Sometime in the near future, we need to think about setting up our own food, because coming back here to spawn every time I start running out is getting old. Although I come back for other purposes as well. There's one more thing that I want to show you. Besides the glass and torches, which I think turned out really nice, I like the contrast that the glass adds. And I added some ladders here as well to theoretically climb up to the roof if you don't have a jetpack. For example, if somehow I were to die on this roof and needed to get up and get my gear, having the ladders there would be helpful. Also for visitors who might not have a jetpack. But there's one more thing that I started. Did not get very far, but thought maybe I would show you an automated solution that I'm going to make for it. I started digging out the basement. You can see, did not get very far at all, but that is the advantage of having these staircases the way they are. We can dig out additional staircases here that allow us to go a level deeper. My eventual goal is to actually have everything hollowed out from this level down to bedrock, and then we'll put floors in sort of as we need them under that, just of wood or whatever we're working with at the time, and we can build there. So for example, our power generation is going to go here in the basement. We'll also use that basement to easily run cables all throughout our base, and we'll have more room than we will ever otherwise need to expand. Now, how am I going to dig all that out? Certainly I'm not going to sit here with my hammer, even, which is faster than a pick, and dig it out by hand. We're playing a pack with plenty of automation. That would just be silly. And I want to be precise about it. And I also want to keep to my theme of breaking my promises to you. I told you that I would not be extensively using Computercraft because I find that you don't want to see me code or look up code. But as I said, I'm lying because I'm going to use a turtle, at least to start out with. I think I might have mentioned that I've had problems with turtles in the past where they'll randomly stop, but other people have been using turtles on the server and I haven't heard them having any issues with them. So we're going to give it a shot. But you may additionally recall that when I started using this diamond pickaxe, I said, oh, if I use it fully repaired, then I can use it to make a turtle. Oh, maybe I can use it even not fully repaired. Let's test. Of course we're going to need iron to make a turtle, and all the iron I'm pretty sure is back at spawn, because why wouldn't it be? Let's see. First we will need a computer though, which is stone, a glass pane, and redstone. We can do that part here. Glass pane and redstone. Actually, I want to make an advanced turtle, which needs an advanced computer, which requires gold instead of stone. We will also need an additional amount of gold. We've got some ore here. That's good. So, if we begin to make a computer here, great. Then to make an advanced turtle, we'll need that and a chest and more gold. I think chests would be here. Yes, excellent. We've got our gold ore. We've got our chest. Let me just put away some of these things. And the saplings. Okay. Now we will head back to spawn, get a little bit more gold. Guys, I will be so happy when we have our own grinder and power and everything like that. Okay, so we are going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 gold worth of actual gold. The advantage being we don't now have to wait for that to smelt. Okay, now we've got our turtle. If we take this pick out... Now, the dilemma I thought I had was that I could not use a pick that did not have full durability here to make my turtle into a mining turtle. If this works... Okay. It does not work. So I do need the pick to be full durability in order to make a mining turtle. Just double check that I have the recipe right. The turtle recipes are all messed up. But yes, I should be able to just put the things together. Rather than spend 3 diamonds, however, to make that, make a new pick, that is, we're going to start up a little bit of Ars Magica. As I once thought, Ars Magica is going to end up being one of the first mods we really build any machines for, at least on our own. So, this will also give me a chance to show you how we are going to build out our rooms. So let me grab this stone and some wood and just a stack of cobble for planning. Now this is going to be our magic district. And Ars Magica requires quite a bit of space, but as far as I know does not require any direct access to sunlight, which is actually a significant thing you have to think about when building these rooms, because anything that needs sunlight should probably go on the top floor. Anything that doesn't, we can put down here. Then eventually we'll build a second room on top. But Ars Magica does require a relatively large amount of space, so let's knock a door in here, and eventually we will have to add our stairs there to make the door like this one. That's fine. I think I've decided that it's alright if the rooms share a wall here. I was considering not having that happen so that they wouldn't extend this sort of walkway we have here. But given that I put windows here, I think I will start by extending this wall. I think that'll be fine. It'll make kind of a corridor sometimes that you have to walk down, but that won't be an issue. Okay. The other thing we will want to do, well, okay, let's lay out vaguely what we think we will need in this room. So here's the thing I know we will need in the Ars Magica room. That is the crafting altar. The crafting altar has a footprint that's 5 by 5, and we will want that to be in the center of the room. Beyond that, 5 by 5, it will need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Now, what this means is that it will actually be touching the ceiling of the room above it. I don't love that idea, and potentially that means that we will make this room, or at least part of it, 2 stories. I'm not sure if I want to dedicate that much space to Ars Magica though, especially considering some of the other magical mods we'll have to fit in here that require a ton of space. Blood magic and witchery and even Thaumcraft. Ugh. Okay. I have actually decided magic in this pack is one of the more space-consuming activities. Obviously, agriculture takes a lot of space, but magic also takes a lot of space, while tech takes significantly less, surprisingly. So I am actually going to not make this the magic district. This is going to be the tech district, the tech quarter, if you will be this one, the blue. Agriculture can stay over there. We will move magic to here. Let's just think about this. This overlaps with this Silk Glades biome. But that shouldn't be an issue, because I don't believe any of the activities we're going to put in the magic quarter are biome dependent. We're going to use spawners for most everything that we need to spawn mobs for. MFR auto spawners, probably. So we don't need to worry over much about whether a mob will spawn naturally somewhere or not. Okay, so now that we know we're going to have room for Ars Magica, let's decide again. Let's put it in this wall. And I want the door offset from the main entrance into the hallway. I just don't like looking from the outside straight into a room. So we'll put one door here. This is going to be a two-door affair, I believe, eventually. And give ourselves a little bit of room. Okay, and this is why we brought the cobble. Let's go to sleep first, actually, just because it will allow us to see a little bit better what we're doing. I'm going to use the cobblestone to lay out the room. And I'm going to do that off camera and then show you what I've come up with. Hey guys, I have laid out the room very roughly. We can see here space for basically 3 power generation structures, which generate different kinds of power for the mod. In the center here is where our crafting altar will be. That's how we actually make spells. And then we've got plenty of room here against this wall to put everything else. I think I might have to move this door in a little bit so that I can put a door over on this side and it will lead into the hall instead of the next room over. So if I put this here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks in. Okay, so the door is actually going to go here. And we can put that there. Anyway, I think we've actually reached the wrapping up point for this episode. But come back next episode to see me finish up this room and get started on an Ars Magica tool that will actually repair all of our other tools. Yes, that's right, we are going to make use of the Arcane Reconstructor. Next episode. See you then.